Yes, sir. You already know what time it is. You already know what is going on. I am your host, Cam Silver.
I am your co-host, Kyle Silver.
And welcome back to the Silver Boys podcast. Now, Kyle, not much has been going on as of this week.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, like when I sent you the plans for what we are going to do today, I'm like, bro, I don't know what we're going to do. But if you got an idea, by all means, shoot it out there. I don't care. We can wing it for all I care. But yeah, no, this was a weird week, like I said, not much going on, but also like low key, like things just like flooded in, like
just some little things,
little flurries or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll start off with what's going on in football. So the NFL Draft Combine is coming up this weekend. Guys like Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May have not decided on throwing yet.
Mm-hmm.
Don't expect them to do so.
Yeah, I don't expect them to either.
Others have, Michael Penix Jr. and J.J. McCarthy. Those guys will be throwing that I've seen. Marvin Harrison Jr. won't be doing any of the workouts either.
Mm-hmm.
For most of the top 5, top 10 guys you always see, they're not gonna do anything. They're really just going there for medicals and for interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, they're not doing much else. But yeah, just basically showing face and answering a bunch of random
questions about what the team might get for you and
right.
whatever and whatnot.
Correct.
Like you said, there's a lot. Like those top 5 to 10 guys don't really ever do the combine. Not surprised by it, just because it's not anything. They got tape to rely on.
Exactly, they have the most tape, and there's no reason for me to go out there. Like, you already see what I could do, and then if you still don't believe it, then guess what? You'll more than likely see them at their pro day.
Exactly.
So yeah, no. This is more so for like the guys that go on like day 2, day 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out a way to push themselves up in the on that list of whatever list that they put together.
Mm-hmm.
But in other news, so apparently the New York Jets believe that their former player, wide receiver Mecole Hardman, had leaked team game plans to Kansas City and to Philadelphia before those games that they played this season.
Mm-hmm. That is it's a little bit of a shaky news that's coming through right there.
That's huge.
Because, as a player, you can't be doing that, brother, at all. No matter, I don't care how salty you are at the organization or not, if you feel like you were mentally checked out or not, like, you can't. There's certain things that go with the integrity of sports and the integrity of, like, holding your team, and I can understand, like, if you're not, if the team is telling you things, but they're not, being 100% honest with you, or I could tell, like, if maybe you weren't doing your end of the bargain.
Correct.
Like, which, let's just face it, Mecole Hardman was, like, he wasn't all that great there.
Yeah. I feel like that kind of also went and coincide with, I guess Aaron Rodgers being hurt too, after a while they're like, all right, well, we don't know what we're really going to do with our vets. We might as well just let the young guys do what they got to do. But, yeah, no, like you said, the name, the word right there was integrity that you said right there. It's just, just integrity to sports all around. Like, you're not supposed to do nothing crazy like that,
Exactly.
Like, we don't have no hardcore evidence that it did happen, but apparently several players, including guys like Sauce Gardner, Kenny Yeboah, those guys are saying that he was more than likely the lead for that stuff. Which is crazy to me because they didn't lose. It's not like they lost to Kansas City by a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That was a close game, and then they won against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know, that's weird to me.
I know, right? Yeah, 'cause that's how I was like, well,
like some type of math right there doesn't add up.
Mm-mm. 2 + 2 is not equaling 4, as we always like to say.
No, not at all. Not at all. But then also the what's it called? So the NFLPA does like report cards, and the Jets ranked 21st overall, C- for their locker room.
Oh.
D- for treatment of families, C- for food and cafeteria, B+ for nutritionists, training room, C-, training staff, C, weight room, B-, strength coaches, B-, team travel, C, head coach, B, ownership, B-.
All the things that have to do with, like, with like the training facilities and stuff,
Yeah.
I'm really not surprised
No,
that they get
no,
a D and a
no,
C minus.
no.
and a
If
C. If you've been to MetLife,
yeah.
if you've been to MetLife, brother.
If you've been to MetLife, yes, then you know already that.
Nah, wait, quick sidebar.
Mm.
We got the World Cup coming to MetLife, in a couple years.
It's funny, that's something that we've talked about before, like off camera, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something I thought about too. I'm like,
I just want to say, I just find it real funny how it said, like, the internet be going crazy. They said, oh, what a great idea, bringing the most expensive ACLs to MetLife Stadium. I was like, they're not wrong. They're not.
Yes.
That hard turf that we got over there in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Stephen A. like to call it the swamp. Come on now,
look,
bro.
if you've ever been in there, it's like a big, it's just bad in there. Like, I don't even have a word for
The
it.
facilities are just outdated.
Everything is, it's weird because it's not like it's old though.
Mhm.
Like, it's somewhat, like, it's not like it's new,
Yeah.
but it should be more modern than it
They
is.
could do some renovations.
Yes.
They could do some renovations.
Mhm.
I say all that to say that report card, those rankings make complete and total sense.
Let's go to, you want to know what? As a matter of fact, we might as well do it. Let's go to the Giants. Now, the Giants.
Oh, goodness. Wow, you gotta embarrass me like this, bro.
No, the Giants overall were 8th.
Oh, word?
Yeah, overall they ranked 8th. So C in treatment of families, B with food and cafeteria, C plus in nutritionist, dietitian, locker room was C plus, training room, B training staff, A minus weight room, B strength coaches, B plus team travel, B plus head coach, A minus ownership, B plus.
All comes down to Brian Dable right there. That's what that
culture.
tells me.
That's culture.
That's what that tells me. For real.
Yeah, no, they.
How y'all got the same facilities, but you know what I'm saying? Somebody getting a higher grade.
I'm guessing that it's not. I guess, like the training facilities, because they do train in different places. I mean, MetLife is just a stadium,
yeah.
but I think
they have their own like 2 separate facilities.
Correct. Yeah, because I know the Jets are in Florham Park.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget where the Giants are though. I think the Giants are right next to MetLife.
Giants aren't that far
They're
off
not that
from
far.
MetLife.
Yeah.
Literally, it's like a walking distance type of thing.
I'm about to say,
Yeah.
they can literally just walk across the street and they're at the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think, I don't know. It's just different cultures.
Yeah.
Literally different cultures.
Absolutely.
But like you said, that's a testament to Ryan Dable and what he can do and what he has done and what I believe he will continue to do.
I agree. He should keep his head coaching position.
He should keep his head coaching position, and they should draft another quarterback.
I'm 1,000% behind it. Just throw Daniel Jones' contract down the window, throw it down the toilet. I don't care.
And the funny thing is, for me personally, I don't feel like you could really go wrong with almost any quarterback in this draft, if we're really being honest.
Not at all.
But we'll get into that.
We definitely got to get into like the Mel Kiper's like mock draft and stuff like that.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
We most
We got
definitely
to dedicate like a whole episode for them for that one.
Oh yeah, we most definitely will. I think closer to like when March Madness is like about to end and stuff like that. Yeah.
Because those mock drafts always be moving and stuff. Constantly
change constantly. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go to the NBA. LeBron last night, dude.
Wednesday night, Bron. Ooh.
I wasn't even. It's funny. I got on break last night around the time I had to get into the fourth quarter, and I'm like, all right, well they're down by 20. I'm not really gonna pay attention to this one. And plus I've been so like lasered in on college basketball lately that I've kind of shut out the NBA almost as a whole. But obviously I know it's still going on. I get into the car, and next thing you know, they're like, Lakers are down by 10. Okay. All right, that's cool. The Lakers are down by 5. All right, what in the world is going on here?
What are y'all doing right now?
Come to find out, Bron is losing his mind. He's dropping
quite literally.
He like literally lost his mind. He just kept hitting 3 after 3 after 3. And then when I start watching the game, I think it's still around like 2-3 minutes left. I didn't understand the Clippers defense defense at that time. Why in the world are you doubling Braun at the top of the key when he literally has the rest of the half court to look
operate.
to operate? And you know how his brain works. Like, he's gonna see everything 10 steps before you even do it. As soon as the double team comes, guess what he's doing? He's passing it out to the open man. D'Lo is funny now. D'Lo catches the ball above his head, and as soon as it hits his hand, it's right back out of his hand.
It's not even arm motion no more. He's relying strictly on the hand.
It's the most textbook way to shoot a basketball. It's what they teach you.
It's a textbook catch and shoot.
It's literally what they teach you when they say catch and shoot. Don't bring the ball down to your waist. Don't do none of that. As soon as you get it, just put it right back up, and that's what he did. And
he'd been doing it for like a couple of games.
And he nothing but the bottom too.
D'Lo doing his thing right now, for real, and he has to continue to keep doing his thing if they want to at least make it out to play. And they're 9th right now, and I think they're like 3 games out of being in 8th place.
Correct,
if I'm not mistaken.
Correct, and they have a weird schedule that they have coming up. Like, they have tough teams, but they're at home though.
They don't got to leave the state of California for the next month. That's
a blessing.
That is a gift wrap if I've ever seen it for a guy like Lebron in his 39th year, 21st season. Come on now.
That's a big time blessing for them. You know, they no travel or anything like that. You just chill out. While most teams, like teams like Brooklyn, they're not gonna be home because the first and second round of the March Madness tournament are literally at the Barclays, so they can't be home for like a certain amount of time. But that's good for them. Like, Braun outscored the Clippers 19-16 in the fourth quarter by himself, which was awesome. And then also he was responsible for, I want to say, 8 more points in that fourth quarter alone. So technically he basically put up 30 almost by himself in that quarter.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
AD had a good night, a quiet night, but a good night. 20 points and 12 rebounds. Kawhi at the end got the shot that he wanted. He got off he just couldn't he couldn't get the ball over top. Braun just he did what he's supposed to do. Got a hand in his face. Kawhi's jump shot was short, and Lakers ended up taking it. But this says a lot more about. What do you think it says a lot more about? I feel like, for me, it says a lot more about the Clippers.
I was gonna say the same thing.
And the fact that they, that close that's very iffy now.
A lot of turnovers going down in the whole game, not just the fourth quarter, in the entire game.
Yeah.
James Harden looking a little like stumbly, which is like that. It's like, okay, shout out to James. He's played every game that he's been with the Clipper, and he's been going nuclear and doing his thing. However, we've seen this before. That regular season, he's one of the greatest players ever. But then, as soon as the postseason comes, it's an APB out.
Tails off.
It's an APB out for my boy.
Yep, he tails off.
It's like, we can't. I need you to do this more in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
When your life is on the line, not in the regular season.
Your legacy is on the line, and I guess that's the reason why he's on a team like this.
Exactly.
Cement his legacy, but.
They got this is, and I would argue that this is probably one of their best opportunities to do it.
Oh yeah, I think it's their. Really being honest with you, I think it's really their only. It's their only. It's their last. It's their last games in the Staples Center before they open up the new one.
They gotta get a chip before opening night, and then in your new arena, like that should be enough of a driving force. Like, that would be insane.
I used to tell people the real reason why the Clippers aren't going to win one is because they're not in their own arena. That was my biggest thing. They're not in their own arena. They don't.
You gonna hang banners in the Lakers arena?
They don't even have banners to hang.
Exactly.
They literally cover the Lakers banners with banners of literally their players. They don't have this is for real.
That's a shame.
This is for real.
That's a shame. I'm not with it.
No.
But I mean, I don't know, man. I think they'll still get within those that top 3 to 4 seed. But it's just all gonna be about who you come down to playing in the play-in.
Yeah.
Because LeBron and them be it. What if they are 8? What if they are 7?
Because they're 2 games behind Sacramento, which they're in 8th. Dallas is they're 2.5 games behind Dallas, who's in the 7th right now, and then both Phoenix and New Orleans are tied up right now for that 5th and 6th spot, basically. So
I'm just like, it'll be crazy to see if, like, Minnesota, OKC, they stay within top 2, and like I said, the Lakers get 7 or 8.
Yeah,
like, because that's a way better matchup for them.
Oh yeah,
than getting a Phoenix first round, than getting a Denver first round.
Yeah,
like
or even a Clipper first
exactly,
round.
Exactly. You still gonna have to go through the Warriors though, and then maybe Dallas.
Yeah,
depending on how they do and whatnot.
Correct, because Sacramento's been very iffy.
Sacramento been up and down, really bad, really bad.
They've been a team where I kind of deflected off of them for a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
Like they'll figure it out, but right now we're getting to that because we're in March, so right now it's like
it's supposed to be turn up time.
Yeah,
and this is what they were doing this is not what they were doing last year.
Yeah, they were turning up. They were already turned
hot.
up. Yeah,
they were hot.
Yeah, But now they have to figure out how to do that thing again, which we both know is a hard thing to do.
Yes,
very hard thing to do.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, but anyway, let's see. We can start breaking down some of these college conferences.
Word.
So, let's start off with UConn. Like I've been saying, basically since college basketball started this year, UConn I feel like is my number one team. They took a loss to who was that? Creighton last week. Dropped them in the AP polls, but obviously they're still gonna be one of the number one seeds, no doubt about it. Led by Tristan Newton, who is the only active player with 4 triple doubles. Yeah, 4. He's tough. He's one of them ones. He collects it all. 15 points per game, 6.7 rebounds with 5.8 assists per game. To do this everything. You got Donovan Clingan and Samson Johnson down there on the down low. Both 7-footers. They can do it all. They're really, really good. No, I'm very excited to see what UConn can do. How they can finish off this year strong. Marquette, there's another team that's really looking good. Tyler Kolek, he's a really good player. He can shoot it well. He's shooting 48% from the field, 15 points per game right now. They got bum rushed by UConn the other day, but that's still a top 10 team easily. Creighton, another team that I say watch out for. They're really good.
Good record. Yeah.
I feel like they used all their powers against UConn. That's how they came up short against St. John's. But that's a team right there to really look out for. Steven Ashworth is a really good point guard, averaging 11 points, 4 assists per game. With Brian Kalkbrenner at the middle of the 7-footer, 17 points per game with 6 boards, and he gets in a couple blocks too. Seton Hall and Providence are both bowl teams right now, but they should be on their way to doing good things. Providence, if they could finish off strong, they could steal one from Nova on Saturday, get the win against Georgetown. Wednesday, they can go into the Big East tournament comfortable. They finish off the season against UConn, so we'll see what happens there. Seton Hall, another one. I really like this team. I like Kadari Richmond. That kid can go. If he could develop a long range shot, he could be really good on the next level. But for right now, those twos, man, he gets into the paint. He can get to the mid range. He can pull up and get right over you. He averages also 5 assists. He gets 2 steals per game. They have 2 other guards who are averaging 13 a game in both Alamir Dawes and Dre Davis. Really good players. Jaden Biakado. Averaging 8.7 points per game with 7.5 rebounds. He's their big man in the middle. So, Seton Hall, that's a team that I would say if they could figure out how to muster up some of that magic that they had in the beginning, because they were beating, UConn, they were beating a couple other big time teams in the beginning. If they could figure out how to get some of that magic back, they could make a run for sure. But the Big East has always been one of my favorite.
I like the Big East Conference as well. Yeah.
Always been one of my favorite.
Those top 4 teams, like they all have chances.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, easily. Going to the Big Ten, Purdue, Zach Edey. We we're
Them
waiting
boys,
about,
but not them boys, but them boys.
but them boys, exactly. That's literally
that's the best explanation.
That's literally who they are. Them boys, but they not them boys.
But they them boys.
But they them boys. But as of right now, they have the top overall number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how long that lasts. If you don't know, the top overall number 1 seed actually gets the choice of pick of where they get to play in the region.
Oh wow!
So they could So if they want to be in the East, they could be in the East. The West.
Mm-hmm.
Yada yada yada. I would expect them. In matter of fact, I believe I would expect them to be in the Midwest, if I'm not mistaken.
I could see Midwest.
Depending on, because the Midwest would be in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
The East is going to be in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
So I would see Purdue picking the Midwest, as UConn would be in the East for Boston. Houston will probably pick South because they'll be in Dallas, and then Arizona and Los Angeles.
Southwest, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But Purdue, really good team. Obviously, Zach Edey, the man in the middle. Lance Jones is a really good athletic guard on the wing. He can shoot the 3, can get to the basket, plays really good defense. Like Brandon Smith, he's really doing his thing. He can shoot the 3, also really good from mid-range. He's also averaging 7.2 assists per game with 12.8 points per game. Biggest thing for Purdue is honestly their guards just have to come to play.
Mm-hmm.
That's been the biggest thing for the last couple of years. Their guards just been getting outworked. One thing that I have noticed about Zach Edey, I've always wondered if Zach Edey ever did the Micah drills, because if you really this is I'm being for real. Like I'm being for real. If you get a chance to watch Zach Edey, watch him. He brings the ball low.
Too low.
You're 7'4".
Hey, this is it. Baby.
You're 7'4". There's no reason for you to bring the ball down to your waist. If you bring the ball down to your waist, that's an open invite for me to come in and snatch that. That's why he turns the ball over a lot. That's why, he always looks a little discombobulated down there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why that's a legit question. Does he really do, those big man drills that I know. Shoot, I got tall.
Yeah, I did too. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But other than that, like I said, Purdue, top overall number 1 team. If they lose, they really beat themselves at this point. Wisconsin, they were a team that was really good for a minute. Now that they fell off a little bit, they did kind of get themselves back together. They've been 2-2 lately, but we'll see. AJ Storr is the person leading the team, 60 points per game, really good. I like Tyler Wall a lot too. He's averaging around like 11, 12 points per game. So is Steven Crowell, another good big man down there. But they have a chance to boost their resume. They have Illinois and Purdue coming up as 2 of their last 3. So they could really boost the resumes up there, and Rutgers actually plays them as well.
Okay.
Michigan State, they lost their last 2 against Iowa and Ohio State.
Ooh.
Not looking too good right there. They're still in the tournament, so nothing to really panic about, but it's something to look after. Tyson Walker, I really, he's someone I talked about last year. He was like my favorite point guard last year. Now it's Jamal Shed. But he averages 18 points per game. Malik Hall, really good on the wing. He's averaging 12.9 points with 5.4 rebounds per game. And A.J. Hoggard, 11 points with 5 assists per game. Like I said, they're up and down. But they got Purdue, Northwestern, and Indiana to wrap up the season. So they could win. They could somehow, some way win the last 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
They could go in a little more comfortable, and plus probably raise themselves in the tournament as well. Nebraska, I like this team a lot too. They've been on a roll. Won their last 4.
Ooh, okay.
And now I say the games that they really need to win are against Ohio State and Michigan, being that both those are quad 1 and quad 2 games. The quad, yes, the net rankings are still here. Everybody, those don't look to go anywhere. Those are big into how we get the seedings more so, instead of like the AP polls. The AP polls really just look at who you played and like whether you won or not. But if you go to the AP poll rankings, you go to a team like Houston. Houston right now is number 1, they have Purdue as the top overall number 1 seed. But that's because Purdue technically has the better overall resume. And that's all about just your quad 1 and quad 2s. Basically, that's basically like who you won against. Like Tennessee right now is ranked 4th, but most people have them ranked on the number 2 line instead of being up in that number 1 line.
Mm-hmm.
The team that's on the number 1 line right now is Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of that.
So many shifts.
Shifts, movements. There's a lot of mismatching and things of that nature. But they're all always going to coincide with each other. They're always going to be about the same, but not exactly.
Not
the same.
exact, yeah.
But yeah, this is we're in the final stretch right now. Basically, one more week to go in college basketball. I am extremely excited because I've literally just been hawking college basketball for like the past couple of weeks.
I'm trying to gear up, yo. Literally
the past couple of weeks. So yeah, no, I'm excited for that. Going to women's basketball. Caitlin Clark, bro.
Yeah, she's like what, like 51 points away?
Something like that from the
D1.
From the D1
all-time scoring record.
Yeah.
Pistol Pete Maravich. Pistol Pete. And she about to eclipse that. Easy shmoney.
I haven't heard Pistol Pete's name in a minute.
Me either. When I seen it on a little ticker at the bottom of ESPN, and I was like, there's no way. That girl is nice, man. Yo, wait, real quick. We gotta talk about this court storming stuff. I did want to talk to you about that. Super quick.
So for those who didn't see it, Duke had lost to Wake Forest Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously what happens when you beat a big, top 10, top 15 or whatever, especially when you haven't, especially a team like Wake Forest who hasn't beaten a top ranked team in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What you're gonna do, obviously, the kids court storm. Kyle Filipowski ended up getting injured in the court storm. Thank God he didn't get injured enough to, miss a game or anything like that. He came back and played against Louisville the other night. But, yeah, no, this is something that was very big over the weekend. Something big Monday, kind of Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But, obviously died down a little bit. But, yeah, no,
I just wanted to say, I just find it crazy how many people are, so, against the court storming. But then, are the same people that have before, in some way, shape, or form probably, praised it or, praised, the team and then, oh, my God, we love the court storming. Look at all the kids. Just the optics that we love of it. I feel like we want it. I feel like a lot of people want it both ways. If their team wins, they're okay with the court storming. If their team loses, then they're not okay with it. And then, albeit too, on the other side of that, it's okay, the players come first. The players always come first.
Oh yeah.
You cannot be he's 7 foot tall, Kyle Filipowski.
Mm-hmm.
How do you miss him? And then how do you intentionally run into him? You know what I mean? It's just
I'm not gonna say it's intentionally running into him, but
I'm just saying you never know. People. But you never know, number one, because it is a sea of people. But then also too, I don't like how the players have to be scared. The losing team has to be scared of being hurt if they do lose a game. Especially if you're a big rank too.
For me personally, they just have to have a plan in place. You're not gonna stop court storming. Like you said, we love the optics of it. We love the the pictures of it. Oh my God, such and such just went down.
Mm-hmm.
David just beat Goliath, basically. Mm-hmm. That's all that is. And we just love the court storm. We just love, all of that stuff. Interesting, because even the Wake Forest coach said that he hates it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of the coaches hate it.
A lot of the coaches don't like it.
And I would say rightfully so, because that's not the place for the students to be. That's not, that's not your place. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I could side with both. I would say I would side with both more so,
there's pros and cons.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to it, and we're not going to be able to stop it, and it is what it is. But, they, like I said, they just have to have a plan in place, for security to be like, hey, look, if you guys end up winning this game, this is what's going to have to happen. We're going to have to do a 30-second, 45-second, rundown before, have the crowd jumping and stuff like that. Play some good music or whatever, have the crowd jumping. Then after that, once the lines are done, once the handshake line is done, after that, you know what I mean? Once the vision team can get off, after that, then we let them on.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it's gonna be something, bro. It's gonna take until somebody truly gets hurt. Sadly,
it's sad that it has to take a catastrophic event to do it.
It is, but
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I thought it was an interesting topic.
Oh yeah.
That should be brought up and approached.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it was something that totally lost my mind. I was thinking we were getting to the midst of everything, but got through another week, everybody. Appreciate you guys for joining in on us. You already know what time it is. I'm your host, Ken Silver.
I'm your host, Kyle Silver.
We'll be back next week. Later, everybody.
Peace.
What's going on, everybody? It's Cam Silver from the Silver Boys. If you like our content, subscribe to the channel and like our videos. Thank you for watching.